What's good, everyone? My name is Greydy Diaz.
And I'm Rozendaal, aka The Mountain.
And you're watching the 10-Minute Sprint's final episode. The 3x3 Olympic tournament is over, but after a few hours of sleep, we wanted to come back one last time to break down what happened on Monday. Boss, first of all, congratulations on your team winning the gold medal. I know you had many friends on the team. Were you afraid to wake up this morning thinking that it might have been, a dream?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last night I thought, what multiverse is this? I don't know where I'm at, but it's real. We won the gold, it's great. I gotta tell you though, that kick game's on point. I wanted to point that out before we got everything started.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. But look, we will have on the show one of the Dutch gold medalists, which I'm very happy about. Die Mayo van der Horst, our new Olympic champion. Sonja Greinacher also agreed to join us, and we will bring back our expert Vince Chang to tease him one more time about his fantasy team.
I just want to say, for me, coming in as a newer community member, even though I won many championships in streetball tournaments when I was a kid, I'm just amazed by the feeling in the 3x3 community. We have the stars of the sport, the Olympic champions, taking time to hop on the show with us today. All the 3x3 fans have been so supportive of me since the beginning, especially you as the expert. So to cover the Olympics has been a dream, and I am so grateful.
Well, I get that, same here, but let's get to the action. Just a few minutes before the show, we managed to call our personal MVP of the Olympic tournament, Sonja Greinacher. We're so grateful to her and the entire German delegation to have made this possible. And now, with no further ado, here's our conversation with Sonny G.
And now we are very excited to welcome to the show the new 3x3 Olympic gold medalist, Sonja Greinacher. Sonja, how are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm great, obviously. Just really enjoying the moment right now.
Yeah, I can get that. Look, I'm sure you slept very little and got millions of texts and DMs. Can you share with us what have been the most unexpected people who reached out to you, and maybe the messages that made you the most emotional?
Yeah, there were really a lot of messages, and I'm sorry to everyone or anyone that I haven't responded to yet. I will definitely get back to you, but just overwhelming amount, obviously, and a lot of people that I don't think watch basketball very often. Also people that I went to school with, that I went to kindergarten with, and emotional messages for sure from former coaches and family mostly.
That's so incredible to hear. Your team went through so much before the start of the tournament. How did all of these injuries affect the group before Paris?
Yeah, obviously it was very devastating, especially with Luana, who had this really horrible injury and Olympic-ending injury. But I think after that tournament in Bordeaux, we came home and we kind of just had to shift our mindset. Like we still qualified to the Olympics, and we still wanted to get out and play our best basketball. And I think it just made us stronger.
Oh, that definitely worked. Look, on the men's side, we saw Latvia come in first in the pool and collapse fully on the final day, not even get a medal. How did you guys manage to transfer the positive dynamic of the pool phase into a winning formula on the last day?
Yeah, I think that was obviously our biggest fear, to go through a pool phase 6-1 and then not come out with a medal. But I don't think it ever really crossed our mind that this is a possibility. I was very confident in our team that we're going to get a medal. I didn't know which one, and that it turned out to be the gold medal is just unbelievable still.
Sonja, when you think back on that gold medal game, what are some of the moments that stand out to you the most?
I think obviously that we were back from the beginning, and this happened to us in a lot of games. We were back or behind in the USA game, in just multiple games, and always were able to come back and then come out on the top at the end of the game. I think Svenny's two-pointer, I think in the middle of the game, was a big shift in momentum. The way Elisa started the games with the layups, and yeah, just a lot of really good actions in this game.
Don't forget about that last two-point shot you hit. Look,
that one.
Look, this is something not a lot of people get to experience, so I have to ask you about this. How was the medal ceremony for you?
almost like a little just surreal dream, to be honest. We didn't know what to expect coming out there. We were just overwhelmed by this crowd, by the support and the love that the people showed us. I think it was overwhelming for sure, all these people being in the center of attention. But I really hope that in the next couple of days, when we have some time to calm down, that we're going to realize what we actually did the last couple of days.
And speaking of attention, how much do you think this win will impact the growth of 3x3 in Germany?
I think it will have an amazing impact, and that was also one of our biggest goals coming into this tournament. 3x3 is still at the start of a journey, I think, but our goal was to push this in Germany for sure, to make people watch it, to make people enjoy it, and I think we did a really good job in this. We had a lot of messages and people telling us that they never watched basketball before, they never watched 3x3 before, but they're just giant 3x3 fans now.
So good. Look, Sonia, I know you have a lot to get to because there's a lot of people that want a little bit of your attention, but I want to congratulate you again on such a massive achievement. And thanks for hopping on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
What a great interview and ambassador for 3x3. Today we rewatched the final between Germany and Spain. And boss, you have identified a few reasons why Germany won the gold medal.
Definitely. So we put together a few points here, and as you can see, let me run through these. First of all, it was active hands. Germany forced Spain into 8 turnovers in the finals game. That got them a lot of extra possessions. The turnovers combined with 6 offensive rebounds got Germany 29 shots versus 26 for Spain. They reined in La Reina. The Germans were so good on defense. Sandra Igirevide, only 1 point in the final, but not just 1 point. They kept her to a total of just 3 shots. That's incredible. Then recognition, they played their recognition game all tournament. They set screens, they looked for mismatches with their taller players in the post or with Mavius and Bronkhorst on the drive. This led to very efficient offense shown by the 50% shooting clip from 2 in the finals game. Last but not least, it's the mindset and the momentum. This win shows how much mindset and momentum can have an effect on your team. They picked up a couple of wins early in the pool, and that carried on. It was visible that they were happy, that they had a great mindset, they were smiling, and that combination of factors led to Germany shocking everyone and winning the gold in Paris.
Boss, you mentioned Sunny G's impact on the team. She actually only scored 5 points in the final, but she hit the biggest shot of the game. And word on the street is you had a few things to say about that play.
Today on Tactics, let me take you guys back to a crucial play in the women's finals in the Olympics in Paris. It was the Germans utilizing pick and pop action for their best shooter, Sunny G. Take a look. All right, so the setup is as follows. Svenja Bronkhorst is set up on the wing with a defender, and Sonja Greinacher is right here, her defender with her as well. Marie Reichert out of the play on the side of the court here. Sunny G is going to come up here, set a screen, and Spain plays a drop coverage, which means the defender for Sonja will wait here, and this defender will go with Bronkhorst and try to contest a mid-range shot. The way to beat that is to pop, which means jump out to the 2-point line, which is what Sunny G does. She catches the ball, hits a 2-point shot. This worked because Svenja Bronkhorst drew 2 defenders for Spain. Sunny G then popped. She had been hitting 2s at a ridiculous clip, 59% on the tournament, and that's with a broken hand. In front of Dirk Nowitzki, she catches this and hits the shot to get them ahead and eventually get them a gold medal.
Thanks, Coach. You know what's better than 1 Olympic champion? 2 champions. A couple hours ago, we managed to catch up with Netherlands star Dimael van der Horst as he was boarding his plane. Enjoy the interview.
And now we are very happy, and I am so proud to bring on the show my former teammate and friend, 3x3 Olympic gold medalists, Dimael van der Horst. This still sounds unreal to me. Dimael, how are you, my guy?
Emotionally drained, happy. It's a cocktail of emotions, but it all sinked in, and I feel like an Olympian.
Dimeo, congratulations. How have the last few hours been for you, and how many times have you had to charge your phone?
It's crazy. I didn't even go through all the messages yet. It's so many people are living this experience with me, and I'm super proud of what we did. And yeah, I'm not ready yet to go through my whole phone, but I've seen all the nice messages. It's amazing.
Look, we can clearly see you're not in Paris anymore. You're calling us from the airport right now. Can you explain why you're not with the rest of the team at the moment?
They're busy with the whole experience in the village. They got the interviews coming up. They got the big team NL presentation. I'm a little bit bummed that I cannot be there, but at the same time, I'm getting my second gold prize by getting married with my wife. So that also makes me really happy.
Dimeo, let's rewind a little bit. This tournament went like a dream for you and the team. Can you tell us about the level of confidence you had before and during the tournament?
Since the OQT that we won in Japan, I don't know what happened, but I was super confident in the team and the way we play. Our chemistry was like almost perfect. I think the game that we blew it against Latvia really brought us together. We lost against Serbia after, but we played a really good game, I think. And after that, we had never a doubt in our mind that we're going to win it all.
Look, obviously, Worthy splashing step back twos with a hand in his face helps, right? But in general, talk to me about what made this Dutch team truly unique.
I think it was our defense. Our defense was, I think, amazing. We watched clips back, and the way we put pressure, the way we made sure they could not find the mismatches. They played so far behind the three-point line, and we make them shoot instead of they wanting to shoot. And I think it's the best defense we ever played. And I hope this is like the start of something that is going to be our identity.
Absolutely. And what are some of the things you thought about when you heard the national anthem in the medal ceremony?
I'm an Olympian. I'm a basketball Olympian from the Netherlands. I would have thought, I think we didn't bust all these years back, that the Netherlands will be like a gold medalist in basketball. I think that's one of the most beautiful things to take away from that.
Please place small bags under the seat.
You know I don't often cry, but you made me shed a little tear there. But I got to ask you this one last question before we let you go. Look, I know you haven't looked at your phone yet, right? But there were a lot of celebrities around the court, a lot of people there to congratulate you. Also, maybe on your phone, what's like the craziest congratulations on the medal you've had so far, as far as celebrities, known athletes, something like that?
I mean, we met Paul Gasol in the village, and we were just talking about him about 3x3. I thought that was amazing. I saw Worthy gave dabbed up Carmelo Anthony on the sideline. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was just a little bit in my own bubble to do it also, but I see all these stars on the side. I see Dirk Nowitzki. I actually feel a bit of, almost say dumb that I did not dab him up, but to see all these stars on the sideline, that was pretty crazy.
All right, man. Well, look, we appreciate you for hopping on the show. Once again, congratulations on that gold. Now go enjoy your wedding. I'll see you there this weekend, yeah?
Can't wait to see you there, boss. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much to Dimeo for making himself available, even on the plane. That's the sense of community I was talking about. He was such a big part of the Dutch's success in the final. And boss, I know that you dissected the final game against France the entire day. What were your 5 key takeaways from that win?
Well, first I want to say we got a lot of advanced stats. They're courtesy of Andrew from CLB in Australia. I want to thank him because he helped me out a lot in this one. But let me go through the list here. Clamps, first of all, they kept France, who shot just over half of their shots in the painted area throughout the entire tournament as well as the finals, to 53% shooting from there. For reference, that was down from 75% on the rest of the tournament, right? Then screen defense. In the finals, France tried to attack Worthy and Arvin, who each got screened close to 20 times, compared to just 10 times for Di Meo and Jan. Worthy and Arvin's defense on those 20 screens was exceptional, resulting in only 8 points scored against them. Then team offense. The amount of passes the Dutch used on average per offensive possession went up after the loss to Latvia. So that shows that they really became a team-oriented offense. Paintball, we talked about how France was kept to 53% shooting in the restricted area, right? The Dutch actually hit almost 80% of their shots close to the basket. They were in the paint like Monet. Did you get that? Yeah. And then lastly, confidence. Worthy hit a stunner from the right wing to get the gold for the Dutch, but the lead up to that was actually incredible. He started the tournament with a subpar 15% from 2 for the first 6 games, picked up confidence, hit 40% from deep in the last pool game against the USA and the semifinal game against Lithuania. Then, from the spot that he shot from, he was 3 of 14 on the tournament. Then he kept his confidence after all of that, went 0 for 6 in the finals, didn't hit a single shot from range, and then he drained that. That was incredible. And because of all of these things, the Dutch were able to stay in the game despite the French taking more shots and the crowd surely leaning one way. Worthy came up clutch and drained a golden shot.
Shooters keep shooting. Is it the most iconic shot in 3x3 history? We know our Latvian producer, Cynthia, would have Carlos Lasmanis' Tokyo winning shot up there, but to all the fans, we're interested in your opinion. And to break down that historic shot, the mountain went back to the lab.
Let me take you guys to the Olympic finals for the men's. The Dutch have their backs to the wall, down 1. They needed 2. Worthy hit a huge shot. Let's break down the footwork. Worthy is set up over here. The defense draped all over him. They are trying to send him to his left hand. I'm not even drawing the other players because it was a one-on-one possession. Worthy gets going to his right hand and here steps with his left foot into the left hip of Timothée Vergiat, attacks his foot. Vergiat gives him a little bit of space. Worthy then steps back, turns into the shot, which makes it extremely difficult, and with the hand draped in his face, hits the biggest shot in the history of Dutch basketball. Worthy gets the separation here because he uses a sidestep to attack the left foot of Vergiat, who played incredible defense, by the way. He contested the shot, but good offense beats good defense, and that's why the Dutch have a gold medal now.
I'm pretty sure that right now, every kid in the Netherlands is trying to replicate that shot, which was so beautiful. In fact, it captured so many reactions in the last 24 hours. Let's look at the images.
Yeah, we start with some amazing images of the Dutch fans in the Team NL house in Paris. I mean, I look at this and this is unbelievable. I'm not sure people understand. This is not the United States. This is not Lithuania, Lebanon, or any other country where basketball is king. We had so many Dutch fans in the crowd too. You can see players from the women's national team, families of the players. From a personal perspective, it was so surreal to me to see so many people I know in the crowd last night enjoying the show.
Well, let's make sure we don't spend the rest of the show speaking about the Dutch team, but congratulations. I found so many beautiful scenes on social media from the German team, Team Spain, from the French team, Team USA received a great ovation when they came back home. Shout out to the OG Sierra Burdick and Dearica Hamby and her lovely daughter, Amaya.
Another thing that took social media by storm is our exclusive predictor and fantasy leagues, where we joined with Women's Series commentator Jordan Robinson, the voice of 3x3 Kyle Montgomery, and our 3x3 MC and streamer Vince Chang. Grady, can we just skip to the fantasy part?
No.
Right.
I don't think so. Last time we shared an update about our predictions, I was tied in first place with Vince, and at the bottom was the mountain. Let's look now at the final results from the final day.
Well, you know, at least I got the Dutch win right, and that counts. Nobody else did. Grady, but you actually had the first 3 semifinal winners. That's very impressive, I have to say. And now, our first Olympic predictor game winner is...
It's me! Yay! Wait, I get that crown. Remember earlier this week, you were like, I have the crown now?
Yeah.
I have the crown now. So where's my gold medal?
I think we ran out yesterday.
Well, respect to Vince on his little comeback, but I got the win at the finish. Like Noah Lyles. Thanks for participating, boss.
Yeah. Look, enough with this already. Before we get to the fantasy rankings, a quick teaser on who are the leading scorers in the women's category. The top 2 scorers were actually top 2 in player value. But while Catherine Plouffe did it in 9 games, Tiffany Hayes only needed 7 games to get there. And in the men's category, Carlos Lasmanis of Latvia led all scorers, though he only ranked 4th in player value. Worthy de Jong topped all players in drives, and Aurelius Boukelis made nearly 80% of his shots from inside the arc.
Now, how much did these players carry our fantasy experts? In case you don't remember the teams, let's have a quick look at the rosters. Boss spent an entire weekend building a fantasy database and had Worthy de Jong fall into his lap because of Kyle. I had the best draft ever and probably would have won if Australia did not lose a player to injury and leave the tournament early. Jordan trusted the big names with the Maestro and Guapo, and it didn't pay off. Kyle put all his eggs in the Chinese basket, and Vince, to his credit, was unlucky with the Jimmer injury. So who is our first-time Olympic fantasy expert winner?
Me. I told you from day one this was over after the draft. Thank you, Kyle, for passing on Worthy, and all of you for snubbing Norris Miezes. Sure, my female picks weren't as successful, but I'm very happy about that one. It was worth all the prep work, and actually, let us split the crown then.
Okay, let's cut it in.
All right, cut it in half.
All right, and now to our fantasy dream team. We actually put together what would have been the fantasy dream team, meaning the team with the 2 top leaders in player value in both the men and women's categories. Respect, because Boss actually had 2 best male players in the player value. In the women's tournament, Vince did the right thing with Catherine Plouffe. And please, nobody tell my girl Sunny G that she went undrafted. We all thought she would struggle with her broken hand. Instead, she went out shooting 60% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Look, speaking of fantasy teams, our producer asked us to come back with 2 different teams, right? Greydy will start with her fun-to-watch team, the players with the most flair she would like to take to their playground, and then I will name my all-defensive teams. Greydy, how about you go first?
All right, so I put together my little scouting report. 3 players on the men's side. On the women's side, actually, I have Sunny G. She's a bucket. She's that player, especially down low, who uses her body, uses her height to get to the rim. She had a 7.4 p-val average, which is quite incredible. And again, I love the way she uses her body, and she's a bucket. Tiffany Hayes. Whew, what she did for Azerbaijan was super impressive, especially with that first win against the USA, which was huge. She's a facilitator, and she can get to the basket at any point, and she has handles, so you gotta stay on your toes, especially in the streets.
Yeah, it was sad to see her go, honestly.
Yeah, and she had the highest p-val of 9.3. So what she did in this tournament is super impressive, and I just can't wait to see her continue to grow.
Yeah, good.
And Alex Wilson.
Oh, okay.
That's my girl. Yes, I had her on my fantasy team,
say, yeah.
but she's a dog. She's that person that you need on your team, especially, you know, with me being a mid-range mommy. I'll be out in the corner, you know, if she needs some assistance, but she's that player who can shoot the 3, she can drive to the basket, she can do so many things. She is an all-around impressive player, and she averaged 7.1 points per game. And, you know, the way that she led Australia, even when Lauren Mansfield was out, I mean, kudos to her.
Yeah, she played fearless. But look, I like that squad a lot. I want to hear about your men's team too, though.
Ooh, this was really fun, and of course I had to pick Worthy.
Yeah?
That was my #1 player, especially, again, he's a champion. He can put the team on his back. He's quick. He has bounce. You know, he's
I know.
such...
Did you see the dunk in the final?
Yes, I did. He's such an exciting player to watch. He can hit clutch shots. We saw him hit that game winner, and again, second in scoring this tournament, 9.3 p-val.
Yeah, I believe.
Of course I want him. And second up, I have Miezes. Why
right.
not? I mean, he impressed us the entire tournament. He shoots well from beyond the arc, but he can also take it right to the rim. He brings that intensity every team wants and needs, especially when the game is on the line. And third, Pukelis. I need a big man. I need somebody down low.
Take me.
I need somebody down low who can finish at the rim and who can grab rebounds. And he was very impressive. He led with 40 total rebounds in this tournament. And he averaged 7 points per game in the tournament. So again, not only can he get a rebound, but he can get a bucket.
For sure, for sure.
Who do you have on your all-defensive team?
Look, you might not know this, but back in my days, I was a bit of a defensive liability, right? I could score, but people would try and attack me because my feet were, foot speed actually was a little suspect there. So I picked a team of the best defenders in the tournament, according to me, what I wanted to be on my team when I hit the courts, right? Let's start with the women. And I gotta give a highlight here to the best defensive team in the tournament, Germany. Defense is a team's game, obviously, but I want to highlight Marie Reichert. Her length changed so many shots. She made life tough on the offensive players looking to get to the basket. Very disciplined, kept her hands up on a lot of shots, so a lot of people were just missing around the hoop. Her length and her athleticism really smothered the offensive players. So that's my number one. Next up, I have Dearica Hamby. I told you yesterday, the USA turned their tournament around and got a bronze medal due to great defense, not offense. And Hamby was the one manning the paint. USA was the leading rebounding squad in the tournament on the women's end, and Hamby was the leading rebounder on the tournament in the women's end. 4.9 rebounds a game. And her size alone made players want to change directions and not drive to the hoop, right? And then last but not least, I want to highlight the motor for Team Canada, Casey Bosch. We already talked about her a lot this tournament because she played good offensive games, but her defense is very solid. She got her team a lot of extra possessions due to rebounding, getting deflections, hustling to get loose balls. She put out a lot of perimeter pressure as well, and has a knack for being in the right spot. So, I would take them on the half court. I got a men's squad as well. As with the women, the winner of the gold medal was actually the best defensive team in the Olympics. The Dutch kept teams to right around 15 points per game, and their main reason was obviously team defense, but also Jan Driessen. Jan Driessen, the unsung hero here, is able to fight over screens at his size with his length. He gets a lot of deflections, and Big Drizzy is very versatile, right? In the tournament, he was asked not only to guard the opposing team's tallest and biggest players, but also often got the main assignment of guarding some of the fastest players on the half court. So he was at the center of that Dutch defense that you heard Dimeo talk about earlier as well. Second, I've highlighted this guy before as well, Zigmars Raimo. Athletic, strong. He was really at the center of the defense and the pressure that Latvia was able to put out in the pool to get all the wins there. He slowed down a little bit though on the last day, and I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't get a medal. Lastly, I need some veteran leadership on my squad. So let me go with Gintautas Matulis for Lithuania. He has super fast hands. He was in the top 3 in block shots on the tournament, and he played his role very well, right? You have a lot of roles on a 3x3 team, and you could clearly see that he was the general of the Lithuanian defense. And I think with these squads, if I step in, obviously, I'd lock up any playground in any tournament.
Really?
Yes.
That's a very big statement.
My squad versus your squad, I'm telling you right now, we're winning.
Any place, anytime, let me know.
All right.
For our next segment on the biggest winners of the Olympics, we're so excited to bring back to the show our guy, Vince Chang. Vince, how are you?
What's good? How y'all feeling? We're done. I got some nice swag from MVC. It's good to see y'all's been killing the show. I like the last, Greydy looking good with the hair, and Boz always got that weird little thing that's above his eye. I don't know how he does that.
I'll teach you. Don't worry. All right, look, we're going to play a game, and rules are we're not supposed to do the obvious choice here, picking Germany or the Netherlands. They're obviously the biggest winners of the Paris Olympics, so we want to know what are the other biggest winners of the Paris Olympics, right? Vince, how about we let Greydy go first on this one?
Okay.
Ooh, the biggest winners. Well, the sport of 3x3 was the biggest winner. And the game is here to stay. From the incredible games, the VIP and the stars, from Carmelo to Asia Wilson, who pulled up, the energetic crowds each game. And by the way, the French fans who went above and beyond to show so much love to France women and men. That was just so special. Also the TV audiences that tuned in, and the new fans who love the pace, the intensity, and just the overall beauty of this game.
Yeah, true. Vince, what do you got?
Man, I got a list. There's a list. I mean, you mentioned most of them already. I mean, let's talk about Tiffany Hayes, all right? Woman did not go that far in the tournament, but still one of the top players throughout this Olympic competition. I mean, she played back in, 2015 at the Port Baku Cup, didn't play again to 2022, then all of a sudden it's taken Azerbaijan all the way to the Olympics. You got to give credit to her. And then also, you got to look at the injuries. Lauren Mansfield on Australia came out limping, was in a game for literally 36 seconds. I was a statistician there, just to give a little bit of distraction as a decoy, and just limped away off, but tried her best. Then Casey Bosch, how many times she's going to give blood, sweat, and tears to this game? Like, literally, that is the most authentic and tough female player in 3x3 ever. She does not stop. And also, got to give the crown to Jimmer Fredette. Sadly, again, coming into this, USA had so much, faith in him, but to tear something, an actual injury, like you guys know about, like a sprained ankle, you don't want to get up. 2 torn ligaments from his, adductor, and literally having the strength to walk out every single game. He suited up, and I don't know how hard it was to put on that stuff, and still he walked like a soldier every single time, and making sure you showed his face to USA. I mean, that is just incredible to me. And again, I'm going to say it, Le Bleu. Them fans were absolutely incredible. Incredible. And the Netherlands fans, too. There was the equivalent of orange, white, and red, and then also the white, red, blue. There's an order of it.
I'll explain this to you one day, yeah.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah,
it is. You want to explain it to me?
No, I'll explain it to you one day. No worries. Look, let me get to my winners here. I want to give a shout out to teams that people doubted. USA go 0-3. Everybody thought they were done. They come back and win the bronze. France start their tournament 2-0 actually, then lose 4 in a row, end up making it to the play-in, and then end up getting to the medal game somehow on the back of that crowd you were talking about, Vince. And just an incredible performance by them. So the teams that people doubted are on my list of winners at the Olympics here.
And I just got to say, I think we're going to... Oh, I'm sorry, I just got to say one thing, so sorry. We have to now officially announce that is the 4th man. Anytime you have a crowd that's putting it all, they are now the 4th man or woman in that game.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And by the way, Vince, good job on your 2nd place in the predictor game. What do you have to say about it?
All I gotta know is I will bow down to the queen. Yes, okay. I'll be the jester in this court, but I beat somebody to the right of you, okay? There's something I said before. No matter how hard the wind blows, the mountain will never bow. Well, bow down, Mr. Rubble, okay? You ain't no mountain no more. You a pebble in my mind. Take your little fantasy stuff. I got you.
The wind was blowing the hardest at the mountaintop of the fantasy game, I'll tell you that. Vince, look, thanks for joining the show, representing us so well, and 3x3 so well for us in the States. Take care. Get some rest.
All right, you guys doing great. Peace.
Bye. The Olympic tournament may be over, but our message to all the new 3x3 fans is there's a lot more, so stay with us. Next week, the Men's Pro Circuit, the World Tour, is back already with one of our most iconic locations, Lausanne in Switzerland. You can see a full agenda behind us. So much like with the return of the Women's Pro Circuit as well, the Women's Series.
I'll be in Lausanne, actually. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you follow us on YouTube and on all social media channels. Grady, it's now time to say goodbye. Thank you for being the best co-host I could have wished for. And thank you to all the fans.
Yes, I wanted to say thank you to Boss for being just so great to me this entire Olympic tournament. And thanks again to all the fans for tuning in, all the amazing messages, the feedback I received. I really feel like a big part of the 3x3 family now. The Olympic version of the 10-minute sprint may be over, but the show will come back very soon. Until then, we say bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.